Hello, everyone. Welcome to Exposure Spotlight Magazine Talk Show, where your voice matters. This is editor-host Teresa Perkins. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am once again to be in the midst of another American Idol top finalist. He's known for his unique, raspy voice like no other. It gives me honor to introduce to you, my listening audience, the one and the only Chase Beckham. How are you doing?
That may have been the best introduction I've ever heard in my entire life. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Look, again, like I said, it is a pleasure and an honor to have you here. I have admired you with your talent. Definitely, you have a God-given talent. And look, we just want to give the audience some information about you because I know a lot of people have been following you and just look, you're just like #1 on the top list here. So we're so excited about it. But look, I want to say this before I get to the questions. When I heard your last name, Beckham, the first thing I thought of, is he related to David Beckham?
I don't know. I got to get my ancestry test and then I'll find out. I'll let you know.
So you have to do that.
We'll do a follow-up. There's a few Beckhams I need to find out if I'm related to, David and Clark. So
okay. Well, I can tell you this, Chase, there is definitely some resemblance there.
Oh, thank you. I can only hope.
And you, look, I have to say this. I mean, like I said, I've been following you and some of the other, contestants, but you are really a good-looking person. You're very good looking.
You're being sweet.
All right. So tell us this. How did it all begin? How did you get involved in singing? I mean, how long have you been singing? How did you get started in singing?
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was about 3 years old, and as I got older, I just started playing along with like songs on the radio, listening to the music channels on the TV and stuff like that, and kind of just learning how to pick up on chords and notes. And then whenever I got older, more into high school, I practiced more with drums, guitars, kind of expanding, playing more instruments. And then by the time I was about like 17 or 18, that's probably when I started actually like being able to carry a tune and sing a little bit. And then when I was about 19 years old, I started a band.
Oh, okay.
But music's always been pretty relevant. It's always been something that I've been fascinated with.
Well, that is great. Like I said, of course, you have a great voice. So what did you do prior to becoming a contestant on American Idol?
I worked for like a equipment rental company. We rent out like heavy equipment and just like blue collar stuff, working outside, operating like big machines and stuff like that. Forklifts, booms, scissor lifts, excavators, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did that for about 3 years before auditioning, while I was also playing in my band and, playing shows around LA.
So I'm sure they were pretty excited about you auditioning for American Idol, and then you made it to Hollywood, of course.
Yeah, they've given me a lot of support. There's a sign on the side of their building that says "Good luck, Chase," and "Vote for Chase," and it's got a big picture of me. You can see it off the freeway. So I don't know. There's a lot of support from there to the high desert to Oklahoma. All over the place. I got my family and friends kind of pushing me through this.
That is great. Now you reside in California, right? As of right now, so is that where you're originally from, California, or what?
Yeah, I was born in Victorville, California. That's where I was born, and I grew up in the high desert. So this is my home state. Southern California is where I'm from.
Okay. Look, this is so awesome. It's a pleasure and an honor. You're probably going to hear me say that throughout this. It really is. I mean, I love your smile. I mean, look, you just got it going on, Chase. You really do.
Oh, man. Okay. I love this interview. This is the nicest interview I've ever had.
Thank you. Well, it's coming from the heart. I can tell you that. It's all from the heart. It really is. So what would you say has been your favorite moment as a contestant with the American Idol competition thus far? because you're not finished. So as you know, prior to and up to this moment, what has been really your favorite moment about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's so many moments that really stick out to me that are just like kind of things I'll keep with me forever, like after this experience. So it's hard to say. Some of the coolest things that I've been a part of were, I don't know, just like kind of just like self-realization moments where you feel like you're kind of down and out, and then something kind of just solidifies, you know, like what you're doing and why you're doing it. And those are just like some of the best moments. And for me personally, like in my experience being here, because like there's a lot of times where you feel kind of like down and out, and like you don't belong here with all these incredible singers. So sometimes there's some self-realization moments where I'm just like, yeah, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And that's always like a good, beautiful moment in life whenever, you know, you kind of feel justified in what you're doing. So I don't know, some of those moments have just been like self-growth, or some of those moments have just been self-growth for me, and just like building on myself and like becoming a better person through this process. It's been a lot of fun, and I've made a lot of friends. So yeah, I'm not much of a favorite person. I don't have like favorite anything, you know. So I think I love and
Just enjoy it all, huh?
Yeah, I just enjoy it all. So it's been a thrill, you know. So
and then you got to pinch yourself and say, is this really real? Am I really here? Is that how you feel too as well sometimes?
At this point, yeah, it's easy to feel that way. Like making it into the top 7. Like whenever I made it, we were in Hollywood Week and we did these massive cuts. So we had like over 200 contestants in Hollywood at one time. And then we cut all the way down to like below 200. I think it was like 170 or something like that. And they did more massive cuts. And anyways, we get down to like 64, you know, and I'm still there. And I'm like, this is crazy because the people that you're singing with are just like world class. Like some of the people there are just so talented. And as they cut from 64 to 24, then you're kind of just like, whoa, I'm probably going to get sent home. Like there's no way within like this giant group of people that I'm going to weasel my way into the top 24. And then you get to the top 24, you know, and the whole time, every step of the way, you're just like, oh man, like I wonder what's going to happen. And then you can make it through and you're just like, it's kind of like you're in disbelief a little bit. So I mean, it's a weird thought process to have, like thinking of going from like all those kids there, and then now we're just down to like 7 of us, you know, and like we have all these group chats that just keep getting like smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's just like, man, this is everybody now. Cause like not that long ago, we had, you know, our whole family out here. We had 24 of us out here. So it's kind of a crazy feeling, but you know, either way, it's a good feeling to know that I stuck it out for this season. And, you know, we have 3 more episodes left, and, yeah, it's a good feeling to still be here and know that this is still happening. So,
well, can I say this? You are well deserving of it. You are in the right place.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here. This is where I want to be. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's awesome. What would you say has been the biggest challenge that you have faced, you know, since you've been on the show?
I think the biggest challenge that I've faced is kind of just like I said, like having that confidence in myself as far as like knowing what I'm capable of doing and what I want to do as opposed to like what I think I have to do. Right. You know what I mean? I'm here for a reason. And sometimes, you know, it gets in my head that I have to do this or I have to do that to be on the same level as these other people. And it was something that I kind of realized to myself, and that I was telling another contestant the other night when they were crying because they were having a hard time with everything. And I was just trying to tell her like, hey, you know, anything that you do, she's like, I don't know what else I have to do to make this, you know, special or make this different than everybody else's. And I said, you don't have to do anything, because like that's, if you do it, it's special. You know what I mean? And that's why you're here. Like you don't get this far just because you do things and they're not special. I'm like, you as a person are special. That's why when you do things, it's something that people want to watch, you know? So I'm like, me telling her that makes me realize that, you know what I mean? And like tell myself, like, I don't have to do anything crazy. Like the people who love me and support me, and, you know, they love me for who I am as an artist and who I am as a singer. I don't have to go out there and do falsettos and sing high and do runs and show off all these crazy aspects of my voice, because that's not who I am. And so it's a nice comforting moment when you realize those things. It's just like, wow, I can really just be comfortable being myself. And, you know, people are going to love you for it. People are going to hate you for it, but it's just like a good feeling. So that's one of the most challenging things, I think, is just the whole mental process of the show and not letting it kind of fool you into thinking that you have to do some things that you probably normally wouldn't do. You know, the pressure is pretty intense sometimes. So it just makes you do things that, you know, try to stretch a little bit and do things out of your reach. And you don't ever need to do that. You know, you should always be like proud of yourself and what you're doing and feel comfortable with your performances, not like, oh, I'm going to go risk it all and hopefully I nail these. You know, like when you perform, you should be performing things that you know that you can execute and be proud of that.
Right.
Yeah, just have pride in that, in the simplicity of it. Like, you know, it's a beautiful kind of like moment when you realize those things. So yeah, it's challenging to not let the whole competition crack your mental toughness, you know?
Absolutely. I agree with you. As a matter of fact, you just answered the next question that I had for you, which is, what was your strategy for giving yourself an edge over the competition? And really, honestly, I think you just answered that because, you know, being you is just don't let it overtake you or anything like that. So
yeah, I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen is you can kind of think that you have to be somebody, you know what I mean? Or you got to do something that's going to be more of a wow factor. It's like, if that's not what it's just coming naturally, like it's so easy when you're singing with people like we're singing with because they're incredible. You know what I mean? Like I sing with, like Willie Spence does his rehearsals and he comes out of the room. I'm the next guy that walks in behind him and I have to sing after that guy. And it's not fair, you know, because that guy can sing and I have to go and sing it. It's like the band's like, man, that guy. And then I go in there and it's just like, you know, I don't always have great rehearsals. And those are people who sing. When they sing, they hit every note every time, you know. So it's easy just to get lost in that and be like, man, I'm not good enough. So yeah, and I tell that to any contestant who's going to try out for the show or wants to, you know, try to do this kind of stuff. It's like, you got to just have confidence in just being yourself.
Being yourself. Yeah.
Before you go out and try to do anything. Because if you're trying to find yourself and trying to figure out like who you are, and then you might get mistaken and think that you have to do this, whenever it's like, you know, just be happy with whatever you're doing and be proud of yourself. And if that, you know, for us, it's like at the top 7, you know, I feel like you shouldn't have to question that, but the competition makes you question that, you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. Chase, as I mentioned before, you have a great voice, and not only that, you have a voice where you can sing different genres of music. But what kind of singer would you, or do you actually classify yourself as?
I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to create a collection of music to properly represent like the sound that I want to put across and whatnot. So, but it would be, you know, the stations that I'd probably get played on are going to be country radio stations. You know, I love like slide, steel guitar, violins, mandolins, all that kind of stuff. And I love playing the blues and I love rock and roll and stuff. So, you know, that's kind of the music that people can expect to hear out of me, is like a lot of blues and a lot of, you know, good country sounds. So country Americana, I don't know what, you know, people want to call it right away. And I don't think there's any one way I would classify myself, because I think that I just don't want to box myself off to anything.
Right.
I love country. I love music of all kinds. Like when it comes to music, there's no favorites. Like I said, like I don't have favorites with anything. I just enjoy everything in bulk. I love in a lot, you know. So like, and I love, you know, reggae music. I love hip hop. I love rap. I love pop music. I love country music. I love folk music, indie music. You name it. There's songs that I love in all those genres. So yeah, what I want to do is going to definitely have a lot of steel guitar and a lot of, you know, a lot of good sounds, a lot of acoustic licks and stuff like that. It's going to make it feel, you know, kind of old and Western, but the songs are going to be great. The messages are going to be good. So, you know, I guess we'll have to wait till we put out a album and see what the fans say.
Okay, well, you have that voice. I tell you, look, you're awesome. That's what I have to say. Now, when given the opportunity here, what celebrity singer would you most likely to collaborate with?
I would love to work with like Zach Bryan or Tyler Childers or Cody Jinks, or if I ever got the chance to work with Chris Stapleton or if Luke ever wants to, link up in Nashville, I'd love to do a song with Luke. I mean, it's endless amounts of people that I would love to, just go out and make tons of songs so people can have, good music to listen to. That's what gets you through the years. I think people don't realize it, is that, these good songs and soundtracks that remind us of all these memories that we have, and this music will get you through these years. And so I just can't wait to do that for the rest of my life with as many artists as possible. So, there's a long list of people that I admire and that I'd love to collaborate with.
Okay. Look, this is so awesome. You just have I have this big smile just on my face here, just talking to you, Chase Beckham, everybody. Look, so I am sure it has been sort of a whirlwind, going from regular life to being on TV, being popular, and perhaps I should say famous. So is there anything that you
Not famous. Man, we're trying,
No,
like, isn't there a movie or a song or something called Half Famous? It's like where I'm at. So I'm working on it. We're taking baby steps.
Well, okay, we can say baby steps, but they are big baby steps. Look, you're more well known than perhaps maybe what you think. And I'm not gonna say it's just all American Idol. It's because of who you are and who you present and what you have presented on stage. That's what makes people remember and even admire you even more so. So that's where I am. And because of the voice that you portray and that you display on the screen, it just makes a world of a difference there. But I would like to know, is there anything that you miss about life, period, that things that you did before, prior to American Idol?
Yeah, I mean, I used to fish all the time. I haven't gone fishing in I don't know how long. I mean, just barbecues with families, playing cornhole and, playing just, beer pong or drinking games in the backyard with all your friends, and everybody's just, hanging out, having good food, doing whatever, bonfire at the beach. I don't know, I just miss that normalcy, I guess, a little bit. But I think I had a lot of time to do all that stuff and really enjoy my life prior to this. And I think that this is just my time to like buckle down and work hard and set my career in stone pretty much for myself. So that way I can enjoy those things again in maybe 20 years, but I'm looking forward to working hard and having a good long career and being on the road and traveling and getting to meet fans and singing at concerts and whatever.
Doing what you love.
Doing what I love, and that is what I love, and I believe that is what God put me on this planet to do it with 100% of my heart. So it's I feel like if I don't do that, then I'm holding out on what I'm supposed to be giving back, and to me that's not fair. So I want to be out there, touring and giving as much as I can to all the people that want to come and listen, and just be there for my fans as much as possible in that way. And that's as much as I can give back to them. It's just 100% of myself for as long as I can do it, and then then I'll relax and kind of look back at all the things that I've done and be able to be an old man and be happy about those things. But right now I've played for some years before this, so it's kind of like let's take life a little more seriously. And I've definitely learned after some of the incidents that I've been through just not to take life for granted, and that's something that I plan on not missing any opportunity that I'm given right now, because I do believe I've been given a second chance, and to waste it would be a shame.
Yeah. God, you about to bring tears down to my eyes, even with that was fun. Just totally awesome, okay? That was great. Yeah, and I can tell you spoke straight from your heart, and that's really good. And that's what will really, draw a lot of fans and people to you, is because when you're speaking from the heart, people can feel that. And that says a whole lot about your demeanor and you as a person, period, so awesome.
Yeah, we're just trying to make music and have fun and sing songs for people, at the end of the day. It's like all the other stuff that comes along with it is just, part of the job, I feel like, but like if if I can, you know, play for people for the rest of my life, you know, you got to take your bumps and bruises along the way. And, you know, sometimes you miss out on some normal things that you would have if you would have just had a normal life, you know?
Yeah. So
it's a good feeling, and it's a weird feeling, but it's something that I'm, you know, pretty set on, that this is what I'm not pretty set. I'm 100% set on this is what I'm doing. And, you know, like I said, I look forward to having a long career, hopefully, and getting to spend a good chunk of my life playing music for people.
Good. In what way would you say American Idol has helped you, besides giving you exposure on TV and with your music and putting you in the spotlight? So
I have to attest pretty much everything to them. I wouldn't be doing any of the things that I'm doing right now, or I've told a lot of my producers before that, like, doing this show in a way like saved my life. Like, I was in such a bad position, you know, just really not taking care of myself, and really not just not valuing myself as a person, you know, and kind of just giving the least amount that I could to all the people that really loved me and cared about me. So it was really, I don't know, you know, I'm sorry, I got lost in that question. What was the question again?
That's okay. Just wanted to know in what way did
yeah. Sorry. Sometimes I get, you know, it's been such a blur. But anyways,
okay.
Yeah, this show pretty much, it took me from being in a place where I had like no self-confidence at all. And I think I see that whenever I watch like my audition, whenever I look back and I see the interview, I see in my eyes like how broken I was as a person. I had no self-confidence, and I was extremely humiliated just over some of the things that I had gone through. And to do it in that way, where I got great feedback from the judges and they poured so much love onto me, and then to launch into this incredible journey that it put me on, and pulled me out of like probably one of the worst places that I've ever been. And I don't know what would have happened, you know, if all this didn't unfold. I don't know where I would be. I still don't know if I'd be dead, or if I'd be in jail, or, you know, I don't know, because I was off in a bad way for a long time, and it was bound to happen. So this kind of like really yanked me into, you know, having to perform sober, having to spend my days sober, having to, you know, wean myself off of drinking all the time, having to, you know, just become a better person and become a better man, and be just better for the people who love me and the people who care about me. And I think that I took that away from a lot of those people for, you know, a lot of years. So it feels good to look back and over this year process, look at the journey that I've been on, and the person that I'm changing into, and kind of just like leaving my old shell behind and, you know, moving on. And it feels great, you know, and I can't say that that's because of myself, or that's because of anybody else other than my family, and my family on American Idol as well, and my fellow contestants, and a lot of people who helped me believe in myself whenever I thought that, you know, I didn't deserve to be here, or I didn't have a career in music, or I didn't have a future anymore. Because I tried to do music, you know, for years, and whenever, you know, stuff falls apart or you don't get anywhere, it's not very satisfying. It doesn't, you know, it discourages you a little bit. So whenever I didn't believe in myself, you know, American Idol believed in me. And whenever I didn't believe in myself, my family believed in me. So if it wasn't for those people, like I said, I don't know where I would be. So I owe them, you know, as much as I can give them while I'm on this show, and, you know, try to do the best that I can, and just put on a good show for them as well. So.
Okay. Well, look, I have to say also, God believed in you, and he had this was your destiny. Right. And he brought you to this place for a reason. And like you just said, you see a change in yourself, things that you put away. And, you know, so I think this is great. And it's just amazing the things that God can do in our lives to put a twist in things that to make us do better, and realize that what he has for us, it is for us. So no matter what may come our way, any type of adversities or anything like that, you know. So that's what I see and hearing from you, that God definitely had this is your destiny. This is what he made. He had planned for you in your life.
He gave me a good whooping, and it was like, listen, boy, it's gonna go this way or it's gonna go this way. Pick your choice. You got two roads you can go down. Getting picked up from jail and just being in trouble, and it just shows you like this is where your life can go, and this is where you can be, or you can get your act together and take yourself seriously, have a little bit of self-respect, and this is what your life can be. And it was like whenever I did that audition, I was like teetering on that line. What do I want to get myself together, or do I want to just keep on doing what I'm doing and sulking in my my problems? And it turned out that I went the way that I thought that was what God wanted me to do, and I just kind of let go and stopped reacting to all these things, and just trusted his process, and this is why I'm here. And ever since then, it's been a kind of smooth sailing. I'm not saying it's been like perfect. The competition's crazy, but as far as the way I feel and being here, it's it's nice. Just letting go of that pressure and just saying like, all right, man, like what is going on better than I do. So because you get mad sometimes, man, what the hell's going on, and pointing fingers and this and that, and you know what I mean? And it's like later on when things play out, it's not that big of a deal, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's just something that I kind of experienced in this process. Is that I realized I don't have to, react super hard to certain things that are happening. I can kind of just trust the process and trust God, and things are going to work out. You just got to do the best that you can do every day. You know what I mean? You can't be drunk all the time and partying all the time with your buddies and staying up all night. You got to be the best that you can be every day. Wake up in the morning and get your stuff done, and then after you can do whatever you want to do to keep yourself together and respect yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's just been an amazing journey, like learning that, and kind of just like revisiting my relationship with God and having that back in my life. It's been a lot of fun. So,
oh wow. I'm so happy for you. So
thank
happy
you.
for you.
Really, usually when people tell me that, I'm just like, thank you, but I'm truly happy for myself. Like I said on the show, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually very proud of a lot of the things that I've been doing, and it's a very good feeling, and for the first time in my life, I'm very happy with myself as a person. So it's gratifying.
You are a testimony, so be sure to share this message. About your testimony, what God has done for you, and through the process of being a part of American Idol, not only just being a part of that, but God allow you to see you for who you are as well. So right. That's awesome. So, and this is my next question here. So what advice can you give to those who would like to audition for American Idol and would love to be in your shoes this very moment? Because you have some very special shoes, Chase. So, and you're in the top 7. That is awesome. And you mentioned before how, so many people audition, for American Idol, and they made it. And, of course, it reduced down to now the top 7. So what advice can you give to those? Because it's a lot of people out there that would love to be in your shoes, and they want to be a part of American Idol. But what advice can you give to those that are listening right now?
If you're thinking about signing up for American Idol, I would definitely say do it. But I would say do your homework first and go and watch the last seasons if you can. Like look up YouTube videos, look up the themes that they do. A lot of stuff caught me off guard, like some of these theme nights, like Oscar night, Disney night. This is stuff for like a musician like me. It was like, wait, what? We have to sing Disney songs? And I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was freaking out. So go back, watch previous episodes. Don't get too caught up in like the TV of it. Just watch the performances, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? So I'd say do as much homework as you can and learn as many songs as you can that you can absolutely crush, because that's something that's not fun, is like picking songs on the fly where you're like, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to sing. That's never fun. So you want to have confidence in your songs and know that you can crush them. So pick as many songs as you can and practice them and have them down. And whatever songs you're going to sing, make sure that you dumb them down to like 2 minutes. You can't sing a whole song. So pick your favorite parts of those songs. And that sucks sometimes because you're like, oh, I want to sing this part. You got to pick and start getting used to practicing short songs. And other than that, if you get on the show and you get a golden ticket and you get go on this incredible journey, just like I said, have a feel like I just revisiting what I said earlier, you know, just having confidence in yourself and knowing that you as a person are special, and that's why you're you know, doing these things, and that's why you're in the place that you are. So just having confidence in that is one thing. And then if you don't make it on the show, that doesn't mean anything, because there's so many people who didn't make it on this show, or they got voted off at top 40, or that got great. I mean, like, you got like Tori Kelly, Jennifer Hudson, all people, you know, who didn't win the show or didn't maybe even make it into the top 24 or the top 10 or anything like that, and got voted out at Hollywood Week, and have gone on to have magnificent careers, and are doing extremely well right now, and are still relevant in music that's happening right now. So if you don't make it, it doesn't mean anything. And if, like I said, if music is what you want to do, and you know when you're doing it, that's what brings you joy, then, you know, don't let anybody tell you no. You just do your own thing. Because I know some incredible people who didn't get golden tickets, that didn't get through Hollywood Week, that got sent home since I've been here, that are some of the most amazing artists I've ever met. And if they got discouraged because they didn't make it through this process and never made music again, that would be horrible. That's a tragedy. So I hope that, you know, you have thick skin and kind of mentally prepare yourself for it. But at the end of the day, just have confidence in yourself, love yourself, and have fun, because it's just music. And that's what music is, about loving yourself and having fun.
Great advice. Great advice. It is very, very good.
Yeah, I try to think of something a little different to say, because, you know,
it's good.
That's a question I get a lot, so I have to try to reword it and rethink of things to say. So
No, absolutely good. You did a wonderful job giving that advice, because somebody's going to be listening.
Yeah, so you got the first take on that one.
Great. So how optimistic are you about winning?
About winning? Yeah, you know, I'm optimistic, and I definitely want to manifest all of that, you know, and kind of just have my head in there. But I also don't think that winning for me is something that is going to like make or break me for like what I've done on this show so far. I've kind of set my career in a trajectory that I know where I'm going. I know like what I'm going to be doing, and I know where I'm going to be making music. And regardless of if I get a record deal, or if I get a $250,000 prize, or whatever it is, you know, I know what I have to do for the next 15 to 20 years, regardless of that. So for me, winning would be incredible. It would be an incredible bonus money to, you know, go on and start my career. But if I don't win, I got work to do, and I got to make that money one way or another. So it's like, you know, just hit the ground running, you know, and really take advantage of this opportunity. So I'm optimistic about winning, but also like I'm optimistic about any of my other contestants winning. I would be so happy for anybody in this top 7 to take home the prize of American Idol and say that they won this year, because there's not a single person here that does not deserve it. Every one of them are stand-up people, some of the most authentic human beings that I've ever met, and sweet, genuine, good, loving people. Any of them win, I would cry happiness, just because they deserve it so much. There's not one person here who deserves it more than another person. Everybody here is equally as trying. So yeah, if I win, that's incredible. If they win, I'm just as happy, you know. And then I hope that everybody just, you know, gets out of here and gets back to what the main goal is music, and starts, you know, focusing on their careers and does everything they can to stay relevant, because all these people have incredible careers ahead of them if they have that mindset, and if they keep going after the show, and if they want it, they can. I think everybody here can have that. So that's one of the cool things, like I said, about this season, is that nobody's taking away from anybody else, and nobody's pulling away from anybody else's careers, because everybody's doing their own thing. And, you know, Caleb's career, my career, Grace's career, my career, or Willie's career, and Graham's career, they're not going to intervene with each other. They're just going to go their own ways, you know. So whatever you want is out there for you, and it's not going to clash past with anybody else. So it's a pretty awesome thing. And yeah, if I win, praise God. If not, still, you know, praise God. I'm just as happy I already feel like I've won with the experience that I have, the people that I've met. You know, I feel like I've got all the prizes I could ever ask for.
Yeah. Chase, look, I have enjoyed this interview with you tremendously and listening to your heart, because that is what I'm listening to, is your heart. It's speaking out so loud, and it's just so wonderful. Just so wonderful.
Well, I'm happy to be here. You've been so sweet, and this is not one of the nicest interviews I've ever had. So you can call me back anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chase. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and thank you for accepting this invitation, as well as the American Idol team for allowing Exposure Spotlight Magazine to have this conversation with you. But I do want to know, before we end this conversation, is there anything else that you would like to share with our listening audience?
Yeah, I mean, if there's anybody who's listening right now who is supporting me, and you guys are voting for me, helping me go along this journey, I just want to let you guys know from the bottom of my heart how much I truly appreciate every single one of you that are, riding along with me on this journey. Like, it's hard to kind of wrap my head around everything that's happening still, but I'm here and I'm doing this, and that's thanks to you guys out there who are making it happen for me. So I'm sending all my love out to you guys, and I'm happy I'm here, but I can't wait to wrap it up. So hopefully we can get on a tour and start going out and actually meeting you guys in person and spreading the love as much as possible. So I'm so looking forward to meeting you guys, and I can't wait till, if the world is happy and healthy again, we can all be back together.
Amen. Amen. You might be a preacher, Chase. Just had to say it. I couldn't hold that in. You just might be. But I'm a
songwriter. No, sorry.
Well, that's good. You speak from the heart, though, and that's what matters. So again, I want to say thank you, and I want to leave this with you as well, Chase, that always remember this, that your voice matters.
Oh, well, thank you.
Wishing you the very best, and God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Ernest L. Thomas from the Waldens, and you need to download the Win Network app now, or else it's gonna be tragic. Tragic!
The Win Network, faith, family, and fun entertainment. Download for free at winnetwork.com. Now streaming on all digital platforms.